I have something right here for you. Woo! This is a French dictionary, but I cannot speak French. Look at this. These are scissors. I don't know what I'm using it for, and I'm gonna cut up some people. How about that? I cannot speak French, but I have a French dictionary right here. Okay, that means anything you say, I'm gonna translate it. I don't know if it is translation or interpretation, but all I know is that anything you say, I'm gonna translate. You feel me? Let me look for my favorite French word. Although I don't know what is my favorite French word, but all I know is that there must be something right in here for me to show you guys, telling you guys this is my favorite French word. You feel me? Retriever. I don't know what I'm saying right here, but I'm giving you guys some words. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is my French dictionary. I would love you guys to teach me some words in French. Otherwise, let's get into business. We're gonna watch something so nice, and I know the way a pattern listing is gonna be so. What is the word again? I know good is born, so born. Ha. Okay guys, this movie is called Boy Enters the World's Deadliest Prison to Challenge the Inmates. It was posted 23 hours ago. So I just want to look into this movie. I don't know if you all have the name of the main movie. You can just tell me, just comment the name of the movie. But right now it started 2013.
Opening scene features a 19-year-old boy named Eric Love. He has been recently transferred from a juvenile prison to a high-security adult.
Wait. How can a young boy be transferred from a juvenile prison? See, it's something that I've observed these days, that most of the things that happen these days, that there are many young persons that are seen in prisons, that have gone to jail. There are many young persons. I'm not saying that some of them were not guilty, okay? It is not everybody that went to jail that are guilty, but there is something that happens that if you want to look at the statistics of people that have gone to jail in America, most of these things sometimes are caused by, you can see most of them are either single parents, or the child has a problem with the father, or is not in good term with the father. That's one of the things that I think, if you watch this movie, because this is my first time watching this movie, I can tell you it's either this guy right here has a problem with the father, they are not in good terms with the father, or he is a single, has maybe just a mother. But mind you, I'm not saying that people that have single parents end up in the jail, okay? Because there are many people that have single parents, okay, that have maybe only the mother or only the father, that are doing very well, they are prospering.
Adult prison due to his violent behavior. It is the same prison where his father Neville is serving a life sentence. As per the prison rules, Eric firstly undergoes.
Wait. How can like a father and a son? Look, see, okay. Freedom, calm down. Oh, dearie. Okay, see what happened right here. The father and the son are in the same prison. Wait, what took the father down there? It might be the same thing that takes the son right there. Because first, your father is in there. This thing has been seen, like statistics can prove that children that are from home, that kind of violent homes, okay, tends to be violent. Okay, children that were abused when they were children, when they were younger, tend to grow up and act somehow in a way. Okay, so this complements, the father being there complements the reason the child is there, because the child actually I'll say this, actually follows the footsteps of the father. That's it, that's simple.
It's a series of strict security checks, for which he is made to undress. He is then provided with his prison clothing before finally being escorted by a guard to his cell. Since this is the first time Eric is placed in an adult prison, the young man seems frustrated and depressed. As soon as the guard leaves, he assembles some of his belongings into a makeshift weapon and hides it in his cell's light box. He then...
Oh yeah, that is something so pretty right there. This guy is smart. He's taking some of these prison escape moves. Some of the prison escape move. Which of this there's this movie, it's like a prison escape kind of movie. I've forgotten the name, but it is a very nice movie. Yes, I remember. Prison Break. Yeah. If any of you watch Prison Break, maybe this is one of the things that the guy is doing. I've watched many prison movies. The way the guys they can use anything as weapons.
Starts arranging his cell and carries out some exercises. A while later, all the prisoners are called for lunch. Upon stepping out, Eric notices his opposite door neighbor smoking a cigarette. He attempts to borrow the lighter, but the man doesn't oblige, stating that he has no spare. Eric then takes his plate to the cafeteria for breakfast, where he gets into an argument with Jago, a prisoner who is currently distributing the food.
Wait, why would he get into arguments? This is a first day, like sincerely. I said sincerely. Okay, sincerely. This is the first time in prison. Your first day in prison. Oh, go and receive food. You're now arguing with the person that is serving you the meal. Oh my God. Even with the one, truly, your food, whatever the food might be, will be reduced. So that is it.
The inmates. However, they are soon separated by the guards, who escort Eric back to his cell. Afterwards, he goes out to the yard, where he keeps an eye on Jago and his gang members, conducting some illegal business. A short while later, Neville walks up to him and warns him not to cause any trouble in prison and obey all the rules so that he can get out as soon as possible. However, Eric...
Wait, I can tell you what will happen next. This guy is not going to listen to this advice. The problem with many young persons is that we think that we know it all. When there are our leaders are right there. There are people that were there before us. Okay, so we just assume, we have this mentality of assuming, oh, since this is the generation, a new generation, yeah, we are wiser than the people in the old generation. They are old guys, so we put this picture of, wow, we are the all wise. We are the all wise generation. But this is just really crazy because, if you look at the people that are doing this thing, they don't really have anything upstairs.
Eric doesn't pay much attention to his father's words and simply heads back to his cell, indicating their strained relationship as well.
Wait, I think they said he didn't pay attention to his father's word. That means the other man that came to talk to him is actually his father. But you see, at the beginning I told you that maybe some of the things that takes some kids to prisons, okay, can be one, if they were in they were born into a kind of abusive family, a family that abused them when they were kids, okay, or two, they are with single parents, or thirdly, they were born into these violent type of families, okay. So, and another thing is, I made mention of something about, like, maybe the guy might not be in good terms with the father or something like that, and this adds up.
It's his stupidity. Neville also returns to his cell, where he stares at a sketch of a nuclear family with the inscription, "I love you, Daddy." That's That's unhinged. Later on, the same neighboring prisoner named MacDonald walks into Eric's cell and tries to strike up a conversation. Mistaking him as a bully, Eric suddenly attacks him and beats him unconscious. Soon after, he realizes...
No! You just saw somebody coming into your room. The next thing is... Oh my God. You start punching the person. Oh my God. Start beating up the person. But this is just crazy. That's not how things are done, guys. If you know you're somebody like this guy, oh my God, better change before I hit your face. Change before I hit your face. And if you've watched up to this place, this is what you gotta do. Hit that subscribe button right now, and I'm gonna be posting back to back. Follow me up and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that on your notification. Hit your notification button and on it so that you'll stay updated to FJ Empire.
That the man is going to die, so he carries him off to alert the guards. Seeing the violence, the prison guards order Eric to stand still, but the latter runs back to his cell. Believing that he is about to be punished, he pours baby oil on his body and breaks the table legs to use it as a weapon to defend himself from the guards' beating. Shortly after, the deputy governor, Hayes, orders his guards to break into the cell to apprehend Eric. However, the boy beats up the guards and holds one of them hostage. He claims that what happened to MacDonald was an accident and asks if the...
Wait! How did he beat all the guards? You're gonna tell me how did he beat all the guards? Because that's one thing I do not understand right here. How did he beat all the guards? I thought these are military men that are well trained, but how did he beat all the guards? There's something crazy I don't understand, bro. You just need to explain something to me. Put things up, let it add up for me. Let me understand these things. How did he beat up the guard? How did he beat up those guards?
The guards believe him. When they confirm, Eric turns himself in. The guards then put him in cuffs and take him to another cell. On the way, the young man starts fighting again, making it difficult for the guards to handle him. Just then, a volunteer prison therapist named Oliver intervenes and rescues Eric from the guards. He then sends him to solitary confinement. After this, he has a meeting with the governor, deputy governor, and other prison authorities, in which he tries to convince them to allow Eric to attend counseling. After a while of discussion, the governor proposes sending him to a special kind of therapy with Oliver.
Oh wait, I thought he's gonna get into fight with the leader in the prison, the person in charge. You know, in some of these prisons they do have like somebody, a senior inmate. I think, I don't know how they call those people, but I think in my own language is like a senior inmate, somebody that has been there like kind of leading others. Okay, so I thought he's gonna go like kind of to be the biggest guy, be fighting everywhere. Didn't even know that he's gonna fight with the guards first.
If he complies with the regime. However, he'll be permanently expelled from the counseling class if there arises any other violent incident. On the other hand, Neville, who is concerned for his son, seeks help from Dennis, a crime boss that runs the prison. The latter agrees, but he says that the boy will have to stay away from trouble. That night, Neville sneaks into his son's cell to have a private conversation. He tells him to behave.
This is one thing I know about parents. Fathers sometimes they look kind of emotionless, but they are so much emotional. I can tell you, sometimes you guys think, man, since you're a man, you're like this, you're tough and masculine guy. You do not need, you can't cry, you can't do this. But I'm telling you guys, oh my God, there's sometimes things happen like this. The man will be the person that cries most. And look at this man. He's going to the prison, like that person that put his son, to actually talk to the son. He sneaked in. He looked for a way because first of all, he's like, oh, that's my boy, that's my boy, that's my boy. Like just kind of attitude and character like, this is my son. I cannot just let my son be like that. I cannot just let my son be treated anyhow in this prison. The only thing I have is an adult, is a grown guy. The only thing I can do right now is to advise him.
Or else the prison guards will execute him and make it appear as a self-kill. Eric then brings up the past, when he used to hear his parents bicker. However, Neville shuts him up and leaves.
Say the word bicker again, I'll kick your ass, boy.
The following day, as Eric is brought back to his wing, he notices Jago leaving his room. He also sees his...
You'll see the difference between a father and a mother. The mother will be like, oh son, oh, I know this thing is painful, but this... The mothers are like, when they want to get emotional, they'll get extremely emotional. When mothers want to beat you, oh my God, they can go extreme. I remember my mother right back then. Oh, this is a story, maybe... How many of you want to hear the story? Should I tell the story? Should I not tell the story? Okay, here is the story. When I was a kid, back then in the school, there were certain things that sometimes we'll go to school, come back along the way. Since we didn't have a television in our house, okay, when we come back, we'll kind of hang out along the street where they're showing movies. Sometimes it will be wrestling movies. So when we'll stay to watch movies from that time, from the day, sometimes to the evening, we wouldn't like really understand, like check our time, knowing that, oh, time is gone. So when we come back home, oh my God, oh, back then, oh, I'm free from all those things right now. Like when we come home, here's what my mother would do. Like, they'll ask, oh, where were you guys? Sometimes they'll try to lie. But, you know, as kids, your lies never go anywhere. You just be telling some stupid lies, some lies that doesn't really make sense. Then the next thing, my father will come out, say, hey boys, hey you boy. My brother, because we're three, like my brother, and I, and maybe perhaps if my sister was there, they'll be like, hey, kneel down there. How? You'll be like, oh, mommy. Then finally we'll kneel down. After kneeling down, my father will go inside, bring out his either his belt or bring out his cane. He had this long cane that he used to treat our fuck up. Okay, he had this long cane. So when he brings that cane out, oh God, he will tell the first person, lie down, bang, beat all of us. Then we start crying, and it will be, when we cry, it will be our mother we go to. But sometimes when my mother gets angry, nobody would hold. My father will not stop her. My father will be like, no, queen, no problem. You need to treat their fuck up until your senses will be made correct, will be corrected that day, to the extent that, okay, I'll continue the story.
His neighbor back in his cell with a bandage around his head. This gives him a cunning idea. He sneaks into Jago's room, scatters his belongings, and steals his lighter. He then gives the lighter to McDonald and heads inside his cell. A few moments later, the furious Jago starts yelling at the inmates, demanding to know who entered his room. Meanwhile,
Wait. Okay, before entering into this, let me complete my story. Okay, so the story goes like this. So as time went on, we discovered my father do flog us on our buttocks, okay, and our bum, okay. So we start packing up clothes. We can wear 3-4 clothes, so that whenever they flog us, we won't feel the pain. But do you know what? Oh my God, when we started it, after some times, you stand, back. Oh my God, you won't shake. You'll be like, oh, I'm the boy, I'm the big boy. I didn't shake. You'll be laughing. But then something happened that My father didn't. That they were totally prepared to receive the cane. Oh my God. When we were whipped then. So when we were prepared to receive the whipping. My father that time, my father changed the position where he normally flog us and flogged us on our legs. Some of you will say, what type of punishment is that? See, that thing has helped me right now. Maybe I saw it as bad back then, but it has groomed me to the person that I am right now. So I appreciate my father. I love him so much. So I love you, Daddy. If you see this video, I love you. I love you, Mom. If you see this video, so that's it.
Eric is enjoying the scene from his cell. In the next scene, Neville takes his son to Oliver's counseling group. Despite being informed that it is a non-smoking environment, the young man lights up, prompting his dad to scold him. Before the session begins, he gets into another argument with the prison guards, who then escort him back to his cell. Realizing that Eric is still very young and his emotions are still very unstable, Oliver asks his counseling group members to look out for him. Later that day, Jago bribes 3 inmates in order to assault.
There was this thing about young people where they kind of have this emotional problem, and see, especially in the teenage age and your early adult stage, where you just turn up like in 20. When you just turn up 20, there's this it's kind of an emotional swing in a way, but emotional swings are mostly found in women. But in guys, it tends to be in terms of anger and reacting to certain things. So that's it.
Eric. As a result, they break into his room and start attacking him. One of the counseling group members, named Hassan, notices this and rushes to his aid. When Eric is about to fight back against the men, Hassan immediately stops him, emphasizing that retaliating will only worsen the situation for him. The young man seems to be convinced by his words, so he calms down and lets the assailants go. The next day...
Wow! Woo! It's almost like the way you calm a wild dog. Retaliating would only make things worse. So those guys chose to teach him the harder way. So when he sees there are people that levels up to him, when he tries to get angry, those guys are right there to quench his fire, to actually beat him down, beat him up. If you kind of calm down, you succumb to that feeling at that time.
Oliver visits Eric in his cell and summons him for the counseling session. Changing the subject matter, Eric asks what he's doing in the prison, to which Oliver responds that he considers it to be his home. When he shares about being sent to a boarding school as a child, Eric also claims to have been sent to a care home at the age of 10, and there he killed a man who tried to bully him. After a brief chit-chat they had for the counseling session, where a group of men with violent pasts try to confront their histories.
How can a child?
Atmosphere soon becomes tense, with members engaging in a heated argument. However, Oliver manages to de-escalate the situation and helps them understand their rage. As the days pass by, Eric begins to attend the session regularly with a more calm demeanor than before. He observes the session format and also starts bonding with the other group members. However, Neville is annoyed by his son fraternizing with black inmates. As a result, he confronts the boy, asserting that he only asked him to attend Oliver's counseling sessions to learn how to control his emotions, not to be close friends with the black inmates.
This guy, you want to attend counseling session. From counseling session, you're now becoming friends, getting closer. It's good to relate with people. Although for me, I don't really have many friends. So most of the time I prefer kind of staying alone. Except I don't have many friends, but I have some brothers. Okay, I have brothers and sisters per se. They might not be my biological sisters, but I see them as sisters to me. So that's it. I don't really have many. What are you talking about? to the people, because for me, if I want to have a discussion with somebody, it is either something that's about my business, about my YouTube business, or a content creation, about poetry. Oh, of course I do poetry, about poetry, or about God. I talk mostly about God with people. If I face to face, one with you, and we discuss, oh my God, after that you leave that born again. And some of you, if you're not born again, please do so. Get born again. Go to church. It matters. Don't say, hey, all this religious stuff. Just imagine if you give birth to a child that resembles you, that wants to act the same way you act. Do you think that this world will be a better place? Do you think that this world will be a better place? Or you have a child that will be fighting against you every time and every moment? You will be happy. So if you are not with God, get back to God, go to church, pray, and God will see you through.
Once, Eric says that he doesn't want his father meddling in every aspect of his life. One day, Eric heads to the gym, where he joins Hassan and the other counseling group members to exercise. Shortly after, Neville walks in and keeps an eye on them. When Eric notices his father staring, he wants to quit, but a group member named Tyrone makes him stay and continue the workout. Later on, while Eric is taking a shower, he is suddenly assaulted by an inmate sent by Jago. The man tries to strangle him, but our boy manages to fight him back. He also forces him to reveal the name of the person who bribed him. Upon hearing Jago's name, an enraged Eric retrieves his makeshift weapon and heads to his cell. He launches a deadly assault on the man and extracts information about the prison's hierarchy. He learns that the ultimate authority lies with Dennis.
Why? I've forgotten his name, but why? Why would he just move with rage? This is one of the things about people that are too much, that overreact, kind of get angry too much. You can go against, you can do something that you didn't want to do just because you were angry. So some of you, if you know that you were faced with this anger issue, please do something about it, because it's not actually going to put you in the right place. So try to train yourself in anger and some kind of characters, because it matters a lot. It's not all about the money, although money is very important, but have good character.
The warden, the angry young man, then storms towards Dennis's cell and tries to attack him, but he is stopped by his father. Eric then complains about Jago sending his men after him. Hearing this, Dennis summons Jago and issues a stern warning not to bother Eric any longer. He then sends Neville out to have a private conversation with the boy. Seeing the great potential in Eric, he advises him to stop engaging in silly fights and work for him. However, the boy doesn't seem to be interested.
Wait, what type of work will this guy be doing? I think I get something there. I think it's gonna be like a gangster. A gangster and what? Okay, what are the popular things that happens in the US? Because I'm not gonna say terrorist. That would have been extreme. Okay, I watched this video that they asked this child, what do you want to be? The child was like, I want to be a terrorist. It was really funny. How can a child, like, amidst everything, that's every course, every profession, you want to be a terrorist? Who put that in your brain, boy? Who told you to be a terrorist? Is there no other thing that it can be apart from a terrorist? So
this offer. More days pass, and Eric appears to be changing for the better. On every counseling session, Oliver provides the group with a topic, which helps Eric to open up. He seems to be more comfortable chatting in the group. Unlike before, they also practice anger management exercises, in which the group members deliberately try to make Eric angry and watch as he struggles to keep his calm.
Little daddy's boy, put some more baby oil on your ass, stupid.
But when he gets it right, they all celebrate. Ultimately,
that's good. It always feels very good. It feels very good when you see you've passed a certain test. A certain test. Yeah, test. A certain test. Yeah. I didn't. My mouth wanted me to say state, but I said no. I'm not going to say state. I'm going to say test. I'm not states, but test. Not states, but test. Ah!
Bringing a smile to his face. One day, Neville, who has been observing Eric's progress, suddenly walks in the middle of the counseling session. He then picks up a fight with his son for no apparent reason. However, Eric is in no mood to get into any sort of fight with him, which prompts Neville to storm off. But when Hassan cracks a joke about the incident, he gets offended and starts cursing his family. Tyrone immediately intervenes and warns against bringing up family matters. Despite this, Hassan does, which ensues a heated argument between the two. Eric eventually realizes his mistake and apologizes, but it's too late as the commotion is already noticed by the governor. He expels Eric from the counseling group, citing a breach of agreement. Oliver tries to convince the official to rethink her decision, but to no avail. In the aftermath, Eric is very angry and disappointed at his father for causing all of this. As a result, he goes to confront him and starts beating him up. Neville doesn't fight back. He simply lets his son beat him until he gets satisfied. In the midst of this, Dennis tries to intervene.
Wait, who are you to beat up your father? Although I've heard of this thing in most of these Western countries, in the Western world, some of y'all think that fighting with your parents is actually something good. Just imagine yourself being your own father. Let's say you are your own father. What would you like your son to do for you? See, most times we put ourselves in a stage where we think we know everything, but we know nothing. You said all this like they call Gen Z, whatever generation. Guys, there are a lot of things that we need to learn. Need to put something up here. In this generation, there are a lot of things to learn. Put yourself down, do something about your character, because where most of us miss in this generation is in character. We miss so much in character. So guys, just do something about that. If you know that your character is not very right, how are you going to know about this? Ask friends, ask people around. There are people that know you. There are people that knows you. They know you better. So you just look. Sometimes you may look at yourself and think you are doing right, but not.
But he is tossed off the rail by a furious Eric. Just when it seems someone is going to get killed, the guards intervene and escort the father and son back to their respective cells. After some time, Neville calls out to Eric, scared that they have done something to him. When the boy mentions that the guards haven't harmed him, Neville senses something amiss, as Dennis would not have remained silent. That night, he cons one of the guards into freeing him and immediately knocks the man out. He then goes to Dennis's cell to apologize for his son's behavior. The crime boss lies, saying that he is going to protect Neville and his son at all costs because he considers them to be family. However, the reality seems to be something else, as the prison guards, led by Haynes, break into Eric's cell and start beating him up. They try to hang him and make it appear as a self-kill. As the two continue talking, Dennis suddenly attacks Neville with an intention to kill. However, the latter overpowers him and ends up killing him instead. He then rushes to Eric's cell, only to discover him being hanged. Infuriated, Neville fights off the guards and has Haynes cut off the rope, freeing his son at the last moment. The two then have an emotional reunion as Eric finally realizes how much his father loves him. The next day, he wakes up in the infirmary after receiving treatment. He is then summoned by his counseling group members from the window, who support and encourage him to stay strong. A while later, Eric is approached by a prison guard who escorts him out in order to see his father one last time. It turns out that Neville is being transferred to another prison as a consequence for his impulsive actions to save his son. Before departing, the father and son hug each other, and Neville expresses his pride in being Eric's father.
Wow! Oh, so guys, that's the end of the video. And one of the things that the video actually teaches us is that no matter what, love love your father, love your parents, because your parents always do things for your favor. They have reasons. They have reasons to do of doing some certain things. Although it might not look very nice, it might look very bad, but trust me, they have reasons.